my Christianity?
Truthfully, I think it's just gonna be like a big blast from nuclear explosives. I feel like we're gonna go into nuclear war, and the entire world's just gonna explode over and over again because we have so many.
I think the sun is going to explode and the whole solar system is going to go with it.
Well, I'm not exactly sure. It could be many things. I think humans ourselves are gonna sort of destroy our world. Because of the actions of humans, we think we're smart, but we're stupid.
Because the sun is a star, so it's going to create iron at some point and it's just going to explode.
If a star has a mass beyond 140 times the mass of the sun, it explodes completely. Our sun simply doesn't have enough mass to explode. In 7.59 billion years, the sun will become a red giant.
While the sun might lose mass, it could also have a tidal interaction with our planet. And this could have sizzling consequences.
There are at least two competing effects. Although as the sun ages, it's losing mass, and that means that Earth's orbit gradually drifts away from the sun. It's also true that Earth, being pretty close to the surface of the sun, will raise a tide, a bulge of gas on the sun. And a gravitational interaction between that bulge and the Earth will actually slow down the Earth in its orbit, causing the Earth to gradually spiral in.
So maybe the loss of mass will move us out enough to be safe, but maybe the tidal forces will spiral us in enough that we'll be engulfed and the Earth will be incinerated.
Because people are just impulsive, and I feel like somebody in some other country, or maybe a future president that we have that acts stupid, maybe like Mitt Romney or something, is gonna just press the button, and everybody else is gonna press their buttons, and then we're all just gonna die.
Media has influenced the opposite because they don't really bring it up that much, like zombie apocalypse, like The Walking Dead, shows like that, or radios, for instance. They don't talk a lot about Christianity, and it's starting to get a lot further away from it.
The Bible was written 3,500 years ago. Unlike other religious writings, the Bible reads as a factual news amount of real events, places, people, and dialogue.
Sort of. They like to highlight a lot of the things that we're doing to our environment and stuff like that. That would cause me to believe that what we continue to do will destroy our planet.
A World War III scenario was developed years ago, which envisions an attack on Iraq and/or Syria, triggering the Middle East. The conspiracy would be the deadliest conflict, including nuclear, chemicals, and biological weapons used by all sides. There is a biblical prophecy in the book of Matthew that states there will be a world war before his return. Only time will tell if the Third World War will occur.
Watched a documentary about it on Discovery Channel, I think, and we all got everybody got pretty scared about 2012, the world ending, and I remember I thought something was going to happen in 2006 or something too. But I remember being little and not wanting to go to school because it's okay, if the world's going to end, then why do I have to go to school?
Rumors throughout the year 2012 based on the Mayan calendar that dates back to the 5th century BC that the last day in the cycle was December 21st, 2012, and the world was going to end. But we're still here today.
It's not even that I don't believe that the world is going to end, it's that the Maya didn't. The Maya had lots of different ways for measuring time, and one of them was especially for measuring very long periods of time. Because unlike you and me, who can't remember life before Tomb Raider Underworld, the Maya had a really long view of time. And they measured it using what's called the long count calendar. So check this out. The Maya called a day a kin. 20 of these kins, 20 days, were called a winal. 18 winals, or 360 days, made a tun, or about a year. 20 tuns were known as a katun, or about 20 years, and 20 katuns made a baktun, which amounted to about 144,000 days, or about 394.26 years. God, that sounds like Klingon. The Maya used this system to count the number of days since what they called the last creation. So here's how the Maya mark time from that day. You start with the number of baktuns, or 144,000 day cycles that have passed since creation. Then, to get a more specific date, you put on the number of katuns, or 20-year cycles. Then you add the number of tuns, 360-day cycles. Then the number of 20-day winals. And finally, the number of days. And hey, look, I can show you my birthday, May 5th, 1980, according to the Mayan calendar. And here is what July 4th, 1776 looks like. And finally, we have what December 12th, 2012 looks like. Yep, that is it. A 13 and some zeros. December 21st, 2012 is when the Mayan calendar clicks over to the next whole Baktu.
Yeah, they get like all fanatic about like how the calendar, the Aztec Mayan, I don't know, ended in like 2012, so they all thought it was gonna die and like we were gonna die and stuff. And most people that I knew didn't even know like what the civilization was or anything, but they actually honestly believed that the world was gonna end. So it's just because you heard it on the news, or just because you heard it, like, not on the news, but on TV, that you think it's real. Because they're like all fanatic and crazy about it.
Yes, actually I do, in a way. Yes, actually I do. Because they don't bring it up at all.
Zombie apocalypse, and how many shows we have about zombies and vampires and stuff like that.
I think they sort of do. They get these ideas of in their heads, and it becomes very opinionated when it comes to the media.
The right to a preemptive nuclear strike against China is now part of U.S. law.
To put his rockets on standby for firing at U.S. targets both in the Pacific and right here in the U.S. mainland.
There are 3,000 miles worth of tunnels crisscrossing China, allegedly containing 3,000 nuclear warheads.